I am a Weeknd fan. I saw him in concert. Um, this is my wife's T-shirt, I believe. We have three of them. Like we went all out. What's going on, LG fan? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have the long-awaited review of Hurry Up Tomorrow. Well, I say long-awaited review, but really just long-awaited album. But I'm here to give a review of Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd, his sixth studio album, the third album in what is supposed to be a trilogy. And to a lot of people's, understanding of it, the last album as him as The Weeknd, his moniker The Weeknd. And that's what I'm kind of with it. Just to touch on that real quick, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't think he's retiring or gonna stop making music. I just think he's gonna stop being called The Weeknd. Maybe just go by Abel, but that's neither here nor there. I'm here to talk about this album. Just a little background, real quick, just to, I guess, not validate my review, but just to show that I'm not just doing this just to, give views or anything like that. This is something that I actually wanted to do. I am a Weeknd fan. I saw him in concert. Um, this is my wife's T-shirt, I believe. We have three of them. Like we went all out because we live literally not that far away from the stadium that we went to see him at when he did the After Hours Before Dawn tour. Electric. That man is insane in tour. He literally had the crowd in the palm of his hand during that whole, however long it was, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long that show was. He's incredible. He's incredible in show. And then also After Hours is, I think, probably my favorite album of all time. Like, I'm not big into, I guess, the music space. Like, I know quite a bit of music, but obviously there's more people that do music more than I do. And I've heard a lot of albums, hip hop being primarily my, genre that I listen to the most. But yeah, After Hours from track 1 to track 14, no skips, incredible. And obviously it has the big gems, like a Blinding Lights or something like that. But every track was hitting, and I can listen to that beginning to end. I have listened to it. That's probably the album I listened to the most from beginning to end. Like, out of everything. So I love The Weeknd's music. He's really dope. I after listening to After Hours, obviously Don FM came out and I listened to that. But after listening to After Hours, I went back and listened to his whole discography. And yeah, he's amazing. He's one of the goats. His discography is crazy, and I kind of get into that towards the end of it. But yeah, let's talk about this album. So Hurry Up Tomorrow, like I said. I was kind of nervous going into this album just because of and I know a lot of people were too, but just going into the singles that he dropped before this. For sure, one was Timeless. I guess I think it's pronounced Sao Paulo. And then I think another one that he dropped, but I guess it wasn't on the album. I don't know what happened with that. I guess you guys can let me know. But I didn't really like any of those going into it. Like, I guess me being a hip hop fan, Timeless wasn't terrible, but like Playboy Cardi, like, he's cool, but I just wasn't feeling that track really at all. And then Sao Paulo, whatever type of whatever genre that is, I'm not gonna say because that's a bad song. That's just not the type of music I listen to. I've even been to, like, just for like reference, I've been to what's his name? That doesn't even matter. But I've been to different concerts that aren't hip hop concerts, and so, like, I can get with listening to music that's not the primary music that I listen to, but I just wasn't vibing with that one. And then I think I can't remember what that song is called. It's like Dancing in the Flame or something like that. that one wasn't a bad song either. It's just I was used to like because he's grown so much as an artist when it comes to that first trilogy and then getting into Beauty Behind the Madness, um, Starboy, and then where we're at now. He's like the evolution of him as an artist has been so like amazing, so crazy. And I thought this was like the era that we were in with After Hours and Dawn FM, especially him being like, in that I guess that 80s sound that I was expecting that off these singles, and then I didn't get that. Maybe it kind of threw off my way of thinking. Um, but yeah, I just wasn't really vibing with those tracks. And then the album dropped, and yeah, I knew after track two, really track one, but track two after Cry for Me, I knew I was in for some majestic levitating type shit. Like I wake up for me and Cry for Me was an amazing way to start the album, I have to say, because Wake Me Up, as soon as like that Thriller sample came in, I was like, ooh, he's in that bag. He's in the mic bag. Oh yeah, this is about to be a good time. He can Wake Me Up is dope, man. Wake Me Up is a dope intro track. I don't know if that's his best intro track. It's up there though, because that shit was fire. And it doesn't immediately start that way. Like the song kind of starts a little bit slower, but once he gets into that bag, that mic bag, that beat dropped, I was like, oh, sir. All right, we're in for a good one. Then Cry for Me. I've listened to this album a total of 3 times, I think. For sure twice. And then like maybe like a song here and there on the third time so far. And it came out on Thursday, recording this on what is today? Sunday. Um I knew Cry for Me was like, that's the one. Like you take away I guess the songs that have features on them, Cry for Me by himself, like that to me, in my opinion, was gonna be like The Blinding Lights. Like that song is catchy, it's dope, the beat is awesome. Everything about that song, like I listened to that song probably the most so far. That shit is a bop. Like there's no other way to say it. And then speaking about how the songs were sounding, the production on this album, oh my god. The way that different songs were flowing into each other. There was sometimes I didn't even know a new song was playing. Like that's how good that shit was. And then cuz I'm trying to remember like Baptized in Fear, or maybe Until We're Skin and Bones, into Baptized into Fear, into Open Hearts, like that, like those memes where it's like I'm fucking levitating right now, or it's like the SpongeBob meme with the fucking headphones just like floating up in the air. That's how I felt just going through this whole album. And I remember looking at this track list when he first announced it, and I was like, oh my god, 22 songs? Damn. An hour and how long was it? Like an hour and 30 minutes or something like that. I was like, sheesh, this man made a movie. And it really felt like a movie. The way like the production on this was out of its was out of this world, man. Um, and I guess I can talk about what I talked about earlier. Just going through it. So Sao Paulo. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. Like that's the one song that I skip instantly, and I'm here to say that I don't know if it's a bad song because I'm not gonna say that. It's just not my type of music. So like instantly, that one gets skipped. Um, and then I guess I could just talk about this since I'm still in it. So like Timeless, for example. Um, Timeless, as I talked about earlier, I didn't really. Well, I've already said this. I didn't fuck with Timeless. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like Timeless. As I've listened to it on this album, that shit's a bop. That shit is a bop. Like ever since I was legit, I've been legit. That like it's so stupid, but that shit like the more, and this happens with songs. I think the more you listen to something, it just starts to become like I don't know what the process is, but it just starts to like you just start to form this connection with the song, I guess. And the more I listen to Timeless, the more I like it. Um, So yeah, maybe if I give like Sao Paulo another go, maybe, but it's just not my type of music. But like I said, I'm not gonna say it's a bad song, but I was rocking with Timeless, so that was pretty cool. Um, so I can transition into the features. So obviously, "Wake Me Up" is a bop, and that features Justice. Um, Sao Paulo features Anita. And again, I don't think it's a bad song, so that one's fine. Then we get into the hip hop features. Um, so I did notice that Reflections Laughing did feature Florence and the Machine. Um, Florence and the Machine is pretty cool. The dog days are, it was pretty cool. So that wasn't bad. Travis Scott. Okay. Travis fucking Scott. I like Travis Scott. And his last album, Utopia, I still I'll show you right here. Uh where is it? Utopia. I still have it. I listen to it all the time. It's a great album. But Travis Scott on here, bro? Fuck no. Like I don't know if he's just not that great of a feature artist. I had, one of my Twitter friends talking about Travis Scott doing features, and he says fuck that shit. He needs to stop doing features. So I don't know. I love Travis Scott as an artist, but him like on this track doing the whole deep voice thing, I could hardly understand what he was kind of saying half the time. It doesn't sound good. I don't know if you, because I saw somebody, one of the rap Twitter people, be like, Travis Scott and The Weeknd is a great duo, and I'm not here to say that they're not, but I was just looking at this and like, for me personally, this does not add to that example. Like I could have just done with Florence and the Machine and The Weeknd, and the track would have been better for me personally. Um, so that's just how that goes. Then there's Enjoy the Show with Future. I like that song a lot. I just feel like Future and The Weeknd could have maybe went a little bit harder. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Um, I love Future as a rapper, but yeah, the song's not bad at all. I just think they could have went a little bit harder, but that's just me. Um, I've already talked about Timeless. I don't think Playboy Cardi was necessarily terrible on there or anything. Um, and I guess I'm really referring to when the first time I heard it because I do like it now. But yeah, that one's just, you know, I like it now, but just going back to whatever it was. Um, and then my favorite feature was The Abyss, Lana Del Rey. That song is fucking dope. Um, my wife is like the biggest Lana Del Rey fan that there is, and I don't think she's even gotten to that song yet. But The Abyss is one of my favorite tracks on this whole fucking thing. Um, their chemistry is undeniable, and they linked up again to create this masterpiece of a track. There's no other way to talk about it. Um, so that really is all the features he did. 22 songs, and there's only a handful of features. So that was really impressive. And just the concepts of this, album, it really felt like a perfect blend of After Hours and Dawn FM, and it does feel like a trilogy in my opinion. Like you had After Hours, then you had Dawn FM, and then Hurry Up Tomorrow is, like I said, it felt like a mix of both. It felt like a perfect blend of both, and you even had nods to things in his past career, whether it's Hurry Up Tomorrow, and that was crazy. When I heard that shit, I had like a I'm not gonna say that because that sounds crazy, but I had like a brain blast. Like Hurry Up Tomorrow, leading into the first track from the trilogy, I was like, whoa. He put out all the stops. And so it's like concepts like that, to even like on After Hours, Escape from LA, him trying to escape from LA, going back to Take Me Back to LA. Like the concepts on this album were dope. The production was amazing. And I honestly can listen to this front to back. I know I'll skip, Sao Paulo, but other than that, man, I can just vibe out and experience just greatness. He's a great artist. He's one of the greatest of all time. His discography, I personally feel like, can go up against really anybody's. He has the multi platinum, whatever the hell hits. He has the numbers, the accolades, and his albums are good. He has really great bodies of work, and this just adds to that. If I had to rate, I can't give it a 10 because there is a song that I would skip, but I can give it a 9. Like a 9.5, however you guys want to rate it. Like, I'm right under like the perfect meter. Like, this gave me everything. Nothing really sounded the same in my opinion. He's experimenting with a whole bunch of different things. Mike Dean did his fucking thing. It's great. It is a great fucking album. I can't wait to see what he does next. Hopefully he doesn't stop making music, because he is one of the greatest artists that we have working today. And yeah, the world just needs more Abel. I'm gonna stop, honor him, stop calling him the Weeknd if that's really what he chooses to do. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Hurry Up Tomorrow, man. Like I said, I was worried going into it, but my fears were put to bed early. After Wake Me Up Tomorrow was a hit, after the intro was a hit, I was like, okay, I can calm down, and this is gonna be a ride. And I enjoyed it. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the album. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. I know there's way bigger The Weeknd fans than me. I because he really like blew up, onto the scene with Beauty Behind the Madness. And so like, I had heard Weeknd songs and I really liked them. Obviously he was great back then, but I didn't really like dive into his music until After Hours. And my wife had told me how much she liked or loved. That album did a lot for her. So because I had heard After Hours on, the release day when he first dropped it, but I didn't really like vibe with it too much. I don't know. And then I guess I grew up a little bit, and I went into it again with a more open mind, and that album is my favorite. That album is fucking amazing. So yeah, The Weeknd, man. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions. You can share whatever you want about the album, whatever you want about The Weeknd, Abel. And yeah, he announced his tour, and Phoenix is the first stop. So, sheesh. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. If you are new to this podcast, we are a pop culture podcast that does anything and everything in pop culture, whether that's movies, TV shows, music, anime, all that fun stuff. If any of that stuff interests you, consider hitting that subscribe button. But please hit that like button. We have a episode that is dropping, or already dropped actually today, and I have a fellow panelist who is more of a Weeknd fan than even my mom, than even my wife and myself. So he'll probably talk about it on this episode that'll drop next Sunday, but that we're gonna record tomorrow. So if you want to hear even hear from someone that loved it even more than me, probably, or loves him more than me, you guys should check out the podcast. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.